orientation on how we build this business. And what you're going to see in just a few minutes is like, what will I say, hundreds of years of experience combined by the most successful people in the industry, hundreds of years because it's many people combined. And this industry, Network 21, actually developed this, not Amway. And this started, Network 21 is like 30 plus years old. So you can imagine that what we're going to teach you is not something we're inventing, but has been observed by leaders all over the world for many decades. And they know that this is what works. And that's why we say that building the Amway business with the Network 21 system is a very predictable path, because all the mistakes were made, in fact, made even 2 times just to make sure it's a mistake. And so we have a blueprint that can enable us to be successful. But then you might be wondering, if it's that simple and there's a blueprint for it and anybody can do it, how come not everyone is a millionaire in the Philippines and in the world? Well, to answer that, I will borrow the wisdom of my mentor, Mike Wilson, and he says something. Although the business is very predictable and it's all laid down for you, and this is true, here's the catch. Success is not easy. Or rather, success is hard. Change is hard. Look at people who try to lose weight. It's very easy, isn't it? Don't just stuff food in your mouth and you're going to lose weight. Exercise every day and you're going to lose weight. How complicated is that? Is it simple? Yes. Easy? No. Success is hard. Let's say you want to stop, you have a dream, a goal to stop smoking, which is very bad. It's like killing yourself softly. Well, it's very simple. Just never light up a cigarette again. Is it hard? Absolutely. Absolutely hard. Absolutely. And so there are many examples of activities that we know are very simple, but not easy, which is why only a few people succeed, but anybody can. So we're going to look at these simple, very, very simple steps in order to build this business. And what happens here is that this is a revolving activity. It just repeats and repeats itself over time. It starts with making a list. It starts with inviting, and then showing the plan, becoming 100% user, following the Network 21 system, and number 6 is finding a why, finding your dream, finding a reason. You know, in fact, it should be number 1, because if you don't have a dream, you don't belong to this business. You know why? I don't mean to say anything bad, but if you don't have a dream, you don't belong to the business, because this is a business that makes dreams come true. That might sound a little corny, but you know what? It's true. I know that. I've met so many successful people, and it always starts with a dream. But let's go back to number 1, making a list. If you're starting a business, you would obviously need capitalization. And most people will borrow from the bank unless you have a lot of money stashed away, or you can borrow from your parents. But here you don't need capitalization. You don't need that capital. You don't need to go to the bank. You already have it. It's called your list. And there are some principles of your list. So let's go over it. Don't prejudge your list. There's several kinds of people in that list. There are people who are very, very warm, like your close family. And there are people who are not so warm. And there are people who are quite like acquaintances. You really maybe don't know their full name, but you see them once in a while in church. And or there another part of your list is like the forever unlimited list. It's called everybody else on the planet. So when you make a list, remember, don't prejudge. Let's not play God. The mistake of many new people is they say, you know what, this person's too successful, this person has money already. But you know what, sometimes, let me just, go off a tangent. People are not just looking for more money, they're looking for more time. Some people can be money poor, but a lot of people are time poor. And these are the two commodities that people are really fighting for now. It's having that abundance of both money and time. Okay, so you never know. They look like they've got the resources, but they have no time. They may be too educated and not educated. They may be too old and too young. One of the most, the turning point of Ryan was attending a convention in I remember this, in Atlanta, Georgia, and he was just mucking around, attending an event. He didn't know what was going on until he saw somebody on stage who was 90 plus years old, a couple, and they were being recognized for a significant level. And at the same moment, right after that, was a kid who just graduated from college, also successful, even in a higher level than the 90 plus year old. Well, I'm not telling you to invite 90 plus year old couples. I'm just telling you that do not prejudge. That's one thing. And that's a mistake of many people. They screen their list and they say this one no, and this one yes, and this one no. And hey, I was guilty of that too. And I am still guilty of that. I'm trying very hard not to prejudge. You've got to start with 100 names. Some people start with 10, 20 names, and here's the reality: they get rejected by all the 10 and 20. That's the way this business works. So you have to have that mental toughness, even right in the beginning. But if you only had 10 to 20 names, then it looks like it's game over, doesn't it? But if you had 100 names, then 20 people reject you, you don't feel bad because you've got 80 more to go. And it seems that the law of averages will work for you, because finding the right people is like finding an ace in a deck of cards. It's like hitting a home run, when you're playing baseball and you just keep on swinging the bat. Keep on going because it's 100% predictable. You will score a ringless shot in basketball if you keep on trying. So don't just put 100 names, keep adding names. Keep adding names. And you need to work the names so that you don't skip them. Okay, you work this and then check, and this one said no, and when they say no, you can always get back to them in the future. There are no permanent no's, I tell you. And another point is to segment the list. I talked about this earlier. You've got, in more detail, you have your family, you have your spouse's family. If you're married, you have your classmates in high school, you have your classmates in college, you have your office mates, you have your church mates, and you write down the names based on these segments. Why? They're going to belong to one team, the same team, because these people know each other. They already have a relationship. So your leg, we call a team a one leg. Okay, the one that you sponsors another, and on and on and on. It's easier for them to gel because they already have that trust factor. They already have a long running relationship, and they're not going to fight, with each other's common names, because everybody goes in that same group. Okay, so in short, walang agawan, because they're all in the same team. So again, it's important you do not forget the 100 names, because that is the number one thing when you start. Also go peer and above. Peer and above. People your socioeconomic level and above. Let me tell you a couple of stories. In Indonesia, there is someone who owns oil wells. Indonesia. Okay, he owns oil wells. So you can imagine he's very, very, very wealthy. And he's building the Amway business. And his upline, Crown Robert Ancasa actually asked him, why in the world are you building this business? And he said, it's, you already own oil wells. And he said, well, it's pretty obvious. One day the oil in my oil wells are going to dry up. But in the Amway business, people taking a bath, brushing their teeth, taking vitamins, washing their clothes, that is never going to dry up. In fact, more and more people are going to engage in consuming products because of the simple fact that our population is growing. Go peer and above. You want to go and invite people who are higher in socioeconomic level, higher than you, and the same perhaps, and who are very ambitious. They dream big. They're not intimidated by making a 7-digit income a year or even an 8-digit income a year. They don't say, oh, that's too good to be true. Instead, they say, how do you do that? I'm curious. You know, people like that, they have influence. People respect them. And if you're building an organization and you had the bank manager, the bank vice president, it would be faster to gel your group together because of the influence that these people have. Of course, you can sponsor the assistant teller, and hey, no offense. I mean, hey, that's great, but who do you think can build an organization faster? The vice president of the bank or the assistant teller? So if you want to, if you go peer and above, your business is going to grow very fast. And my mentor, Mike Wilson, who's been in the business for 40 plus years, would tell you this is the one of the major lessons I have learned in 40 years. Don't get intimidated by people who are successful. Invite them, give them the invitation, put them in the list, because these are the people you need. I mean, if you were building a multi-billion peso business and you could have 6 partners, I mean, who would you choose? I know it's going to be someone very important, someone you respect. It's the same thing here. You don't just invite any Tom, Dick, and Harry, although that's possible. Anyone who takes a bath and brushes their teeth is fine. But we're talking about building a business big, fast, permanent, and predictable. Okay. Nationwide and international. Make your list nationwide, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and international. Now, because we are in a Zoom situation here where nobody, I mean, all the obstacles have been eliminated. You know, we can talk to anyone in the world. We can sponsor anyone in the world today. I mean, it is amazing. It used to be I would have to fly to Cebu, to Mindanao. I would have to go to Singapore. I'd have to go to the US to expand our business there. But imagine we're able to do that today by doing this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we had foreign guests, which is the reason why we speak in English. Pasensya na kayo, hindi tayo pwede mag-Taglish because we're always assuming there are other people who do not understand Tagalog. And we can help you sponsor anybody anywhere in the world. We just had an exciting New Zealand launch last Saturday, and there's going to be a second New Zealand launch, Australia. And wow, we're excited. We're really excited. I have someone I sponsored in Malaysia years back, and now this business is going to pay me back in Malaysian ringgit. Wow, international income. So it's not just the Philippines, it's all over the world. The possibilities are unlimited if you're just willing to learn, willing to starve your doubts, and if you're willing to feed your faith. We can work this together, and it's going to be very, very exciting. Don't forget, you need to work the list. You need to physically write it down, and you need to put something like they were negative. You need to get the names off because many people skip names. You need to get the names off, meaning you already talked to the person and whatever result, that's the next step. But the key is also to keep on adding names. Keep on adding names because This is called making friends. So you're never going to run out of people. You just run out of courage, I guess, but you can always keep adding names. The second step is the invitation. Now, this has evolved over time because when I started, there was no cell phones. I had to physically lift a phone and make a phone call. And you know how difficult that is. Normally, the phone would be a regular thing. We all use the phone, landline, okay? And when you begin the Amway business, you're just terrified. So the phone feels like it's 200 pounds. Today, we don't use the landline anymore. We have a cell phone. And we don't call, do we? Unless it's very, very urgent. You have a choice. You can call or you can text. Okay. Who do you call? You call the people you normally call. Some of you like to talk. Like I have a friend, she doesn't text me. Every time she likes to say something, she calls me. That's her natural thing. So do your natural thing. Me, I don't like to call because I think I am intruding into someone else's private time. So I would rather, can I give you a quick call? Text ko muna, or I'll just text the information. It's up to you. If you're just a texter, then text. If you're a call, we look at some scripts, and you just need to. There's no perfect script. You just need to do it. Okay. You can always forward a link or a video to invite them to an event like Bouncing Forward or No Borders Project. These two events are to show first timers the business. And this happens in our 8 p.m. habit. There's a schedule. So we have a rhythm of events that help us find, identify, and develop our business owners. You can also set a Zoom appointment one-on-one. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can invite them. What are you doing at 10 o'clock, for example? AM, you're at home. Okay, we're all locked down. I have some information I'd like to bounce off you. I'd like to ask your opinion. Maybe you can critique this project that I'm about to start. You can use words like that because if you try to invite people by selling this to them, like you're trying to convince them that this is good, this is exciting, this is going to help them, this will change their life and stuff like that in the beginning, they're going to get afraid. So you've got to sound like you're feeding the birds. Not the style of feeding the birds. What is feeding the birds? You don't run to the birds and try to feed them, they'll run away. You actually hold some seeds in your hand and you go to the birds, you drop some seeds and you turn your back away. And when you look, the birds are following you. That is the posture that we use in the invitation. So when I invite, I'll give you some scripts. I always say, I can't promise anything. It's a shot in the dark. But you know what? I'm expanding a project and I'd like to test the information with you. I want to get your opinion, what you think about it. So that's what we talked about. Posture is an attitude of confidence and expectancy. Having the right posture can make you attractive to others. It's not the way you stand, but it's a feeling. It's a feeling today that I'm 100% sure I will find good leaders. It's just a matter of time. It's 100% sure that this business is going to grow. It's just a matter of time. Now, since my time is limited, and I'm going to be coaching these new people, and they're not going to pay me for my time and effort and experience. So why would I try to chase somebody? That's why I always say, I'm not sure if this is for you. It's a shot in the dark. We're looking for people that fit a certain profile. Now, some of you are very new and you might say, naku, hindi ko kayang sabihin yan because I don't have that posture yet. Well, borrow mine. Borrow ours. Okay, I'm all working with you. I will eventually know all of you. And you can, or you're working with your own platinum, that means you're a successful mentor, and you can borrow their success by saying, I'm working with people who are very successful, and I'm not sure if they have the time. So I'm not sure if they want to work with you, and you're not sure that you want to work with them. But this bouncing forward, it's simply information. So you can check it out and find if there's a fit. So you can borrow that. It's a search. Remember, it's not a sale. Every time I talk to a person, I am trying to determine if this is the person I would like to work with, rather than how can I convince this person to join. Okay, this person joins, signs up. So what do I get out of that? A product? He buys a product? I'm not interested in just that. I'm interested in someone who has a dream, who likes to build a business, and who would like to, travel the world, have passive income. So we're looking for people who are looking for us. And it's not about product. Yes, product will come into the picture, you will see, but posture is very important. Now, here are some approaches. Hi, Joel. How are you doing? And it's a good time because it's COVID time. Thought of you because I'm expanding a business project. Your name came up, and my team and I are identifying a few key people. Are you focused on career or exploring options? I'd like to test some information with you. Test some possibilities. Can't promise anything. Geography approach. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing? Are you safe? Are you good? Well, the reason I'm texting you, I'm calling, is because I'm looking for contacts in India. I'm looking for contacts in Singapore. I'm looking for contacts in Australia. Diba? Your family lives in Australia. Diba your family lives in the US? I'm trying to expand there. Now, I thought of you because I know that you've contacts there, your family's there. Can we grab some time to discuss this online? Let me show you what we're doing, especially because the internet and Zoom is here. There are no more borders. The whole world is in your phone. Another approach is the occupation approach. Hi, Pat, how are you? I'm putting together some people with a certain kind of background. I'm looking for medical doctors. I'm looking professionals like lawyers, or you can say that because we really are trying to build a team with different professions that can relate to different careers out there. Okay. So I thought of you because you're a doctor. Now, my question is, are you focused on your practice, or are you open to diversify? Okay, now let me add something more. And next time we'll add this is the dream approach. I apologize for my pets. We are at home. So anyway, the dream approach is something like this. When you talk to people, whether on the phone or Zoom, or you get together or you have your Zoom parties, keep your antenna up and try to make your conversation around form, family, occupation, recreation, message. Family, occupation, recreation, message. Don't talk about politics. You'll divide each other. Don't talk about moral issues. You'll divide each other. About same-sex marriages and, oh, please don't talk about those things. Don't talk about politics. Oh, family, occupation, recreation, message. Talk. How's your family? How's your career? Oh, my career. Oh my God, my income just I lost my income. It's just 50% now. I'm a doctor, but you wouldn't believe it. Oh, okay. Well, let me talk to you about that later on. I'll get back to you. I might be able to help you there. Can't promise anything. Get back to you. Don't invite them right there and then, especially if there's many other people. So text them and tell them, the other day you talked about losing 50% of your income. Can't promise anything, but I'd like to introduce you to some very successful mentors who can help you. What is it about? It's about digital commerce, online business. There you go. And you just learn. You don't need to memorize these words. Just say what comes naturally and overcome that fear. Because when you overcome your fear and you act your fear, peers. Guess why we get so good? I mean, I'm not good like the world. I'm not the best in the world, but I'm pretty okay because I've been doing this for a long time. I just keep on overcoming my hesitations. I just keep on overcoming my fear. Show the plan, number 3. Oh my, we'll go over time here. Anyway, the next step is you want to invite them to see the plan. Sometimes they say you invite them to see the product. You can do that too. However, if you ask me, my style has never been about see the product. Unless you're a doctor and somebody asks you, do you have vitamin C? Can you recommend a vitamin C that's good? Then of course you'll speak. Or your best friend asks you, I'm looking for vitamin C. Of course, you're going to talk to them about product. But normally, I show them the business. I show them the opportunity. Why? Amway is not a product company. Amway's product is opportunity. It's an opportunity for an ordinary person to develop extraordinary freedom and to be free, to be in business for himself, and never again to be at the mercy of somebody else. And that's what I'm passionate about. So, product, yes, that's going to come, but I show them the opportunity. And what happens is the most important thing you can do when you're new guys, is to go back to your mentors and tell them, I want to do a Zoom launch party event. This is an event to launch your business. You can invite relatives, friends, classmates, put them all together and tell them, friends, that's what you would do if you opened a coffee shop. That's what you would do if you owned a restaurant or a salon. You'd tell everybody and you'd tell them to come. And so this is your launch event. This is a Zoom event. And trust me, your mentors will know what to do. Even if you had 100 people there, they would know what to do. Anyway, half of the people that you invite will say yes. And of those who say yes, you only have half or less that will actually show up to your Zoom event. But those are the numbers and it's worth doing. Hey, by all means, there's nothing to lose. You're not going to leave your house. You're not going to go through traffic. You're not going to ride an airplane. You're not going to look for parking. Just organize 2 big launch events. This is the best way to start. Trust me, 24 years. Oh no, I don't want to go fast. I want to go slow. I just want to go one by one. Okay, that's fine too. But if you're looking for key people for your organization, would you like to use a pole or would you like to use a net? The way you build Amway is to go fast. That is another secret we don't tell first timers, okay? Another is the team webinar. Invite them to our Bouncing Forward and our No Borders project. So forward the link. That's another way. Another way is to schedule a one-on-one session with them when you can actually chat about their dreams and their goals and their form, family, occupation, stuff like that. That's how you connect with people. And here are the results. People can say, I'm not interested in the business, but maybe vitamin C, maybe skincare, maybe makeup, and they can now register as an exclusive shopper, which is going to launch in 17th of this month. We're excited, okay? Be a business owner, that's different. A business owner is very different from just a shopper. Of course, a business owner wants to make money and get back to them for the next time. There's always, and the next step is, and the next step is, we're going to do this. And the next step is, once you don't say there's a next step, it kind of, it hangs, nothing happens. There always should be a next step. Number 4 is to be 100% user. Get rid of brand X in your home because brand X is detrimental for your future. Now, why do I say that? It has no PV. It will never generate an income for you. So get rid of it. But I still have a few. Oh, be a little bit of a shampoo or detergent. Oh, be radical. You know, you want to be successful in Amway, be radical. Get rid of it. Donate it to the more needy people and buy your stuff. Okay. And we're going to show you some product demos, but being 100% user is part and parcel of having that integrity in your heart that you buy from your own business. I don't know if somebody who doesn't have that integrity can ever move forward and build a big business, because people need to believe you and you need to be a user of your own product. Okay, there are no quotas, but it simply makes sense. So here are some of the demos that will show you about some of the products, and then we're going to move on to the next part of this orientation. Thank you.
The following will demonstrate Amway Home LOC Multi-Purpose Cleaner's ability to emulsify dirty oil from a porous substrate. To perform the demonstration, you will need Amway Home LOC Multi-Purpose Cleaner. In addition, you will need 2 drinking glasses, a large glass jar, a measuring cup, 2 spoons, crushed concrete, waste engine oil, and a pipette. Step 1. Add 1 spoonful of crushed concrete to each drinking glass. Step 2. Using the pipette, add engine oil to each drinking glass. Step 3. Fill each drinking glass roughly 2/3 full with water. Step 4. Stir the contents of each drinking glass. Step 5. In 1 glass, spray a 1 to 9 dilution of Amway Home LOC Multi-Purpose Cleaner about 5 to 10 times. Step 6. Decant the water from each glass into the large jar. This demonstration shows that Amway Home LOC Multi-Purpose Cleaner is based on an efficient surfactant blend, and only a small amount is needed to emulsify oil, even from a porous substrate.
Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Missler from Nutrilite Research and Development. We're going to conduct the demo today on our new XX food supplement. At Nutrilite, we combine nature with science to deliver prime food supplements, and XX is a great example to show this philosophy. So let's get started. You'll need 3 small glasses, some hot water, a teaspoon, and tablets from our new XX product. First, pour water in each of the 3 glasses. And then, starting with the vitamin tablet, then the mineral, and then the phytonutrient, Place one tablet in each of the 3 glasses. Now this demonstration will take about 5 to 10 minutes for the tablets to fully dissolve. And during this time, you can strike up a conversation about the attributes of new XX. For example, that XX provides 12 vitamins, 10 minerals, and 22 plants, all of those plants coming from sustainable farms. Nutrilite controls the entire process from seed to supplement. Now, one thing that is important to know is that in order to make the tablets all about the same size, we had to spread phytonutrients throughout the different tablets. So you are going to have phytonutrients in the vitamin, and in the mineral, and in the phytonutrient tablet. Remember, when you see the colors develop, that there are no artificial colors, flavors, aromas, or preservatives in Nutrilite products. So the color you see really comes from one of the ingredients. So let's start with a vitamin tablet. Now the first thing that you'll notice is a rich orange color that develops. Let's talk about that orange color. What is that due to? Well, the rich orange color is driven by a combination of yellow, orange, and red ingredients. The yellow color comes from the B vitamins. Beta-carotene, a precursor of vitamin A, adds orange, as well as lutein, which is a phytonutrient derived from marigold flowers. The red comes from lycopene, derived from tomato. Lycopene is a phytonutrient from the class of carotenoids. So let's move on and talk about the mineral tablet. Now, you notice that this tablet develops a light green color. And what's that due to? Well, the green color comes from several plant sources: peppermint, alfalfa, watercress, parsley, and spinach. Let's move on to the phytonutrient tablet. Well, at first, you'll notice a rich green color that develops from this tablet, showing the presence of plant ingredients in phytonutrients. In fact, XX contains 22 plants and phytonutrients from all 5 colors of the phytospectrum. Each color delivers valuable nutrients. Now, over time, this tablet will develop a darker, richer color. This is due to our new berry blend with grape, black currant, elderberry, and blueberry. Those berries contain a class of phytonutrients called anthocyanins, which contributes a purple color to the tablet. So in conclusion, at Nutrilite, we combine science and nature to deliver prime food supplements. The vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients in XX work together to provide optimal health benefits. Optimal health is about a healthy lifestyle that includes good dietary choices in combination with moderate exercise. It's about the right amount of the right nutrients. So when a hectic lifestyle means not getting the right nutrients, new XX can help fill the potential gaps. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to thank again Olive for that wonderful sharing of her wisdom. And at this point, you've seen some of the videos, but I do would like again to remind everybody for those who are here for the very first time, to ask your friend uh, your breakout room number No? So a breakout room number is the number that will be placed at the end of your name, so that you can join the smaller meeting later. And in that smaller meeting, you'll get to meet your friends and you can turn on your audio later so you can talk to them. In this main meeting room, you won't be able to unmute for sound quality, but in that breakout room, you'll be able to chat with them. For some of you have already been assigned a room but get disconnected, it's okay. Just stay on in the main meeting room. We will just assign you when you transfer later to your breakout room. At this point, I'd like you to meet another successful person in this business, and she's going to share with you the principles of what you need to understand or know in this business. And you can also discuss this with your friends later on in the breakout room. Please help me welcome with your reactions, with your claps, virtual claps, or even your real clap for our sharer this evening. Please help me welcome Miss Romina Rizari. Hi, Romina.
Hi, Jonel. I hope I am clear.
Yes, you are.
Welcome you ABOs and even those who are still looking at this as a next step, no? Evaluating this project. And welcome my favorite friends who are also coaches, always disciplined enough to get back to the basics. We're going to briefly go over the culture of Network 21. System for us is actually three things. It involves edification, counseling, and no cross-lining. Next slide, please. Edification actually for me was quite new because my background is a nurse and I'm a SPED consultant. So when we evaluate people, we look at problems first. But what interested me as a newcomer in this environment is that there is a very strong, positive, sincere vibe. Now, I hope you begin to feel that when you view a few of our meetings that are available every 8 o'clock. So for us, edification means a few things. Now we promote the following. We promote people, we promote product, we also promote events. So what about people? There are three population, now three groups of people in this environment. Those that belong to your coaches, the one who sponsored you, and up the line, no, his sponsor and so forth. The people you begin to form no, into groups, your down your line, no, down the line, the people you develop as leaders after you, and also your cousins in this environment, the people who do not belong to your upline and downline teams. We call that cross line. We also promote products. No, the best way to promote it is actually to try it. You will discover your favorite product, and your favorite product becomes something that you remember when you hear a need, because sometimes your friend will complain, no? They will say, at my age people are complaining about lines, no? uh, uh, Signs of aging, etc. So they usually look at skin first and then they complain, and then you remember, oh, I try a moisturizer that I really like. So that's a way to edify it. And then events. The best way to promote events is to talk about the people that they will meet or learn from at events. One thing I would like to add for edification is the value of encouraging. So why do we invest in contributing to this positive environment? We would like everybody to leave the room glad they came. No? So if you're about to encourage a person, you might want to remember to describe what you see and how it makes you feel, because it will encourage more acceptance to the person who is listening to it. So, for example, you are meeting a person. I have a very beautiful coach. You just met her. Every time I see her, she communicates a lot of respect for the meeting because she dresses up, no, from face all the way to clothing and shoes. Everything is neat, everything is professional looking. So it makes me feel like my time with her was important to her enough for her to prepare. So that's one way to encourage or to praise somebody. You describe what you see, and you also describe how it makes you feel. Sometimes, I think it was emphasized by Ariel Dres last meeting, no? Sometimes you praise too much, no? You glorify. That makes the receiver a little bit uncomfortable. So that's my suggestion for those of you who were like me, negative first until you found Amway. So hopefully you will enjoy this environment so much that when you leave, no, you will start to feel uncomfortable and uneasy when people start to be negative towards you. Another thing I want to add is the value of empowering people. Edify actually is to build up. Um, there is something very encouraging also when you are new starting this business. No? Because you always begin without credibility. Why? Because we all have to start zero, no PV, no skills. We have to learn what we need to do. But the beauty of this environment is if you prepare your guests to meet your coach well, your coach is going to lend her credibility to you back for your guest. So, for example, I have a guest, and this is a person very close to me. Olive mentioned warm list, no? So people that you drag to when you want to try a new restaurant or see a new movie, which we can't do right now. So anyway, if I'm about to meet my coach, no, I will tell my guest the following things. I will say, we're very fortunate we might be able to see her. She did tell us na she will say hello. This is a very busy woman and she's respected by everybody in this environment. Let's come early. No? Maybe we can catch her for a longer period of time because we are early. So that edifies your coach already. And then when you introduce your guest to your coach, you just say, this is my best friend from high school. This is her name. Let's say her name is Anna. And then this is my coach, Olive. So then you be quiet. Let your coach ask and develop a rapport with your guest. And you will realize later on if your coach is edifying, she's going to tell Anna something like this, no? Oh, I'm very happy with the way Romina has been studying the project. She has shown some loyalty and she's tried a few products. You're going to enjoy this journey with her when you explore your options with us. So that adds another flavor maybe to the way Anna sees you. So that's the beauty of edification in this environment. It promotes the value of encouraging each other and it also empowers the newest people. Next slide, please. Counseling is the next of the three. I'm only going to speak for a short time. Who do you counsel with? You counsel with the person who gains the most by giving you advice. No? So everybody in this environment is protected. There is a vested interest in your success. And the beauty of this environment is the system teaches us um, how to identify who are the active leaders, no? Who are the people in your team who are counseling maybe, they are closer to your line of sponsorship, and also they are core. They manifest the habits of being a diamond. So you will be guided. Who is the coach who can see you more, who can have more time to listen to your concerns and help you discover a program that works with you. So that's what you have to remember about counseling. And how do you prepare for it? The first thing is you have to know your upline's time. No? You ask for it. Maybe your upline will be able to give you a few minutes a certain day. I would highly suggest you prioritize their availability because you're the one asking, and this is the expert, no, in the table. And don't come there empty-handed. Come there with your goals, no? Preferably they're written. And if you can also write your group, no? Discuss them. Maybe you can draw your group out. And if you have concerns, please be ready to discuss them also. Because this is the time that you can talk about positive and negative things. Be honest as much as you can because your coach will be able to guide you to the next appropriate step for you. And if you have an idea because you're discussing strategies as well, please remember to ask, what do you think? And you pause, no? Because sometimes your coach can prevent you from making mistakes because we always assume our coach knows best. The beauty of counseling is it reveals a value of accountability. Uh, well, when you open yourself up to a person and you discuss goals and you promise certain commitments, no, you are also hopefully willing to follow up with your coach. No, you update them. Are you actually struggling with something new, or did you discover that it's actually easier than you thought? This will encourage the relationship and it will build trust, which is essential in this environment. The last step, I'm almost done. No? The last step is actually no cross lining. I mentioned a while ago there are three populations: those that belong to your upline team, and those that belong to your downline team, and I mentioned those that do not belong to your crossline team. So everybody who isn't necessarily working in your team, you're blessed with cross lines. Um, this highlights a value we call respect. No, what do we respect? We respect how sacred this line of support is, and we do that by understanding boundaries. And also, no, when you do that, you advertise your loyalty to your team. Why? Um, well, we have to be sensitive to information. We belong to the information age, and we realize that we want to prioritize our energy and our attention to information that helps us. So, what do I mean by boundaries? Maybe you can start with three to a meeting because maybe you're the newest ABO, but you have a sponsor, and your sponsor is trying to introduce you to a coach that you both counsel with. That's a very good meeting because in that counseling session, your friend knows how to help you with your concerns, and your higher mentor, the coach, will actually be able to share her resources, whatever it is, expertise, maybe time, maybe even access to Zoom accounts, etc., to make launch parties happen. So the good thing about that for the mentor is they are able to train already your sponsor to follow and duplicate. So three to a meeting would be good. How about spouses? Maybe it's very good for spouses to prioritize meeting their coaches and sponsors at the same time because you have different perspectives and both perspectives will influence the decisions of the family. We don't usually ask those following questions because they might be distracting. So, what happens in a counseling session? No? So, you talk about information that benefits the newest member at the time. So, in that table, when I describe the newest ABO, as long as she's on that table talking with the team, all the information benefits her. And if there are other concerns that do not concern her, she will have to leave the room before those other concerns will be discussed. How wonderful, no? If we can expand this culture, this sensitivity to the way we communicate to each other outside our environment, no? So no more gossiping, no more wasted time on minding other people's businesses. Okay, the good thing about this, when you imbibe the culture of no cross-lining, of counseling, no, and also edifying, you become a very important, critical member in our environment, which will actually strengthen our stand that our cause is worth sharing. Maybe you're confused, or maybe you want to hear other stories that are even shared in leaders' meetings. You don't have to be limited to what I just said. No, you can go on the mobile app and utilize the audios. The audios are full of teachings on system. Some of my favorite speakers on that will be Jim Dornan and Bob Andrews. Maybe you can learn now with me, especially when they share very clear stories now about what happened now when teams do not work well and when teams work beautifully well. So another way to learn this very well and to understand the principles behind this is to read the books. We have a book program. No, you can get on that as well, or you can ask your coach what's an appropriate book for you to read now, especially that we're mostly home. No? So this will strengthen your belief that we're doing the right things and also events. So my last thoughts about this, you might think, oh, we're adding on expenses. yes, we can tell you how much everything costs at first, no? But the thing is, you can also look at things as an investment. You might be investing into a person you will become proud of 5 years from now. You might even be investing into a team that will bless your family and the next generations to come. So that's unquantifiable right now. So you might as well think as a new person, all of these tools to learn the system, to try new habits will be worth investing in. Last tip, no? Because we're talking about habits. I multitask. No? So not because of my gender, but because I have routine stuff that I don't need to think. So when it's time for me to wash something, to clean something, to cook something, that's the best time to listen to an audio because my mind is free. I can multitask. My hands are busy, but my mind is free. I'm learning not a song this time, but a language for success. I also single task. I cannot multitask when I'm about to read a book. So I dedicate some time. Maybe I'm counting something. I'm counting 10 pages a day or I'm counting 15 minutes a day when I really sit down to read, to learn, no? With a deliberate goal of becoming a better person. So that's my final thoughts. I hope a quick look at system, no, will be able to encourage you to like our environment more. Thank you, John.
That wonderful sharing. And how about some claps again from our audience or people who are watching? Yeah, that's great. And thank you for sharing your time with us again, Romina. At this point, I'd like you to pay attention to one of the most important parts of this new ABO orientation. This is actually what Olive mentioned a while ago, that this is very, very important to have a dream. And tonight we've invited somebody who to share with us her dream and the dream book, no, and she'll tell you more about it. And by background, she is a business student, an entrepreneur student, and also in this business. And uh, she'll tell you more about it. Please help me welcome Miss Sabina Santos.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Jonel.
Hi, Sabina.
Can I be heard
Yes, yes.
clearly? Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. I am a student and I'm here to share my dreams with you guys. I have about 300 dreams to share.
Do
Yeah.
you have a
Okay.
slide with you, Sabina?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
And yeah, it's gonna be real short because I'll just be sharing with you guys three of my major dreams in life. And wait a second, I have to share my screen. All right. Okay, so I know of a quote. There is this book that is very interesting and life changing. It's really eye opening for me, and it's called Man's Search for Meaning. And there is a quote there that I really really like. I love it actually. I'll read it to you guys before I share my screen. It says that ultimately, man should not ask what the meaning of his life is, but rather must recognize that it is he who is asked. In a word, each man is questioned by life, and he can only answer to life by answering for his own life. To life, he can only respond by being responsible. So that is quite deep, no? And yes, the book is quite deep. Every line I have to reread a lot of times so that it gets imprinted into my mind. But the major thing that we just have to remember from that quote, it's by Viktor Frankl from Man's Search for Meaning again, is that it is us who is asked by life what we really want in life. So, what do we really want in life? So we have to look at, reflect, um, and introspect, and really realize what it is that we really want in our lives. Okay, so this is a driving force for each of us. And for me, this is mine. So can you see my slides? Are they there? Okay. All right. So my first major dream is that I want to help retire my mom from her very stressful job. she can see, she can hear me right there. Okay, so that I'd be able to witness her and my dad being like that second picture there, like they're so chill, and they just want to, they're just experiencing life, not really burdened by all these financial troubles, and that every day they'd be excited to wake up. That's one of my most major dreams. And yeah, I might cry if if I continue here. So okay, so I included there my graduation photo from high school because that's part of it. No, I am going to graduate, and that is part of my major dreams because I want to end this chapter of my life so that I would be able to help my mom, my dad, my siblings, and well, to pursue my passions as well. No? So those are prerequisites to my many more dreams. 300 more dreams. So that's my major dream for now. And then I also have, wait a second. Okay, there. Yeah. Okay, the second one is this, and this is something that a job can't really provide me because, well, let me tell you first what it is. My second major dream in life is I want to go to Isha Yoga Center at Coimbatore. I still haven't researched how that's pronounced, in India, southern India. And I want to join their Sadhanapada program. It's a volunteer program that spans 7 months. And you have to be there. So a job won't really work well with that. So yeah, I believe that that's going to be so powerful because just with watching the video and being enrolled with the online class of Sadhguru, it really has changed my life. So what more to be there in person and volunteering and serving other people and helping them reach their highest potential. So that is number 2. And yes, this is actually very intimidating for me because 7 months and I have to be there and I have to be really financially free. Okay. All right. And then the last one I'm going to share with you guys is this one. Like many of you, I also enjoy traveling, but it's different destinations in mind. And that of course, I also want to go to the famous places, etc. But the real meat of traveling for me is this, the ancient structures, well, the ancient megalithic sites all over the world. It's not obvious, but I'm kind of a history geek. But yes, I want when I'm going to travel, I want to go there to Angkor Wat, to the Kailash Temple, to Sacsayhuaman, Machu Picchu, etc. Of course, to the pyramids in Egypt, and to a lot more of the not known places all over the world, and they're scattered, right? And yeah, that takes a lot of money and a lot of time. So that is also one of my most intimidating goals. And yeah, I think I placed 3 of my most intimidating goals actually. And yes, I do have a lot more goals, but that's it for now for me. I hope that somehow that gave you I hope that somehow that also made you reflect on what you want in life, because remember, guys, that we all have only one life, and only one thing is certain in this life of ours, and that is that We have our lives have an expiration date, and we're not going to live forever. And so the question, what do we really want from our lives? So okay, that's it for me. Thank you guys for listening to my dream sharing.
Thank you very much, Sabina. That was awesome and inspiring. A lot of people commented and liked your sharing. That's actually hard to do for most people, and you did a great job. No? So at this point, I'd like to promote the next events before we move to our breakout room and some announcements. Uh, I'd like to promote the health talk. No, this is the health talk by our speaker a while ago, Miss Romina Rizari. She's going to talk about this nurturing the young mind. This will be our health talk tomorrow. So I do hope you take a look at this CCG health event as part of our 8 p.m. habit tomorrow. So at this point, I'd also, before we go to the breakout room, I'd like to call on the co-founder of CCG to talk to you about the upcoming event that we're gonna have this Thursday. So may I call on the co-founder of CCG, Ryan Fernandez. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Jonel, and thank you so much to our sharers tonight. We had Sabina, who just really filled all of us with that sense of adventure that we all want to join now, despite being all locked down. I look forward to traveling, and if you want to travel for free, if you want to experience lifestyle, then I encourage you to check out what Amway does. Last November, we were in Dubai. If not for the COVID situation, we would have been in Hawaii this year, but that's okay. This will pass, and we'll be traveling again. And thank you as well to Romina for sharing her insight in what makes this business very special. We actually have a special health talk with her tomorrow. Just so you know, Romina is actually a child learning specialist. She works with families with kids who are um, with special needs. And tomorrow she'll talk about how our kids who are now doing blended learning, they're learning online, how they can actually learn better and perform better because of what's happening right now. And also because of Nutrilite. There's actually kids vitamins for Nutrilite. So I apologize. We have a lot of dogs at home who keep on crying and asking for attention. But this is happening tomorrow night, and this is open to the public. You can invite all of your friends, especially those with kids. And Rumina, I hope we can indulge her for some Q&A as well tomorrow. She's a serious expert. She's highly in demand in her field, and if not for tomorrow night, you would have to book an appointment to consult with her. So thank you again, Rumina, for sharing with us tonight, and we look forward to learning from you tomorrow night. Then, of course, there was my mom who talked about steps 1 to 4, and you'll learn more of that actually with your mentor, with your coach. But one thing that I'm really excited about is every now and then we want to share this opportunity to others, and chances are or you know somebody from the millennial, Gen Y, or Gen Z segment, and we're just always thinking of many great ideas. So if you're in that segment, you're 35 years and below, or you know somebody who's 35 years and below, uh, I'd like to invite you to, not tomorrow, but on Thursday evening, to a special business preview we're doing specifically designed for our young adults, our young professionals. I don't want to call them kids. We're not kids anymore. But we are in careers. Actually, many millennials now are in managerial positions. We're going high up in our corporate careers. Some are doctors, some are lawyers, and those in their 20s, like Sabine, are absolutely ambitious as well, and they have a very different vision of what their life should be compared to uh, the older generations. No disrespect intended, but we just want to address, the specific needs and desires and dreams of this special segment of people who were born, in the 80s moving onwards. And we're just excited. So if you want to get more info on this, just get back to your friend to get the meeting ID. I don't have that yet, but watch out for it because we're going to release all the information as soon as possible. So with that, thank you again, Jonel, for emceeing tonight. I hope if you're new tonight, you learned a lot from our new ABO orientation. But really, the actual step is for you to chat with your friend and see how all of this information can connect with your goals. If you want to create more time, if you want to create more money, if you want to design your life, then ask your coach how all of this becomes relevant to what you want to do now. So with that, thank you so much, Jonel. And I guess we're gonna distribute everyone to breakout rooms now. Okay, thanks so much, Jonel. Do we have people who are uh, unassigned? Okay, you're still the host, right? Yeah. What? I can see the breakout room. Akala ko I can't. I can see who. I can see who's in the breakout room. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sige.